Let's talk about Canvas a little bit. One of the things I struggled with over the last couple of years using Canvas is this is kind of confusing because these assignments are going to take multiple days to complete, but it looks like if you just look at what we're doing today, it looks like we have one thing and we're not doing anything for 2 days, and then we're going to do 5 things all at once. So that's a little bit odd here. What I tried then is if we go to the courses and go look at practicum and STEM. This is just an example. What I tried using modules a little bit to try to help kind of align that kind of stuff. And it is better, but if I have instructions in between these, then it's not going to work out so great. So what I finally came up with, and actually I stole this from our entrepreneurship teacher, is using agendas. So we will be working through the year 1 week at a time. And here I'll open with the objectives, and then I've got it broken down Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And this format may change a little bit based on what we're doing. Sometimes I'll use a table, and sometimes I'll just use this top to bottom flow. It is important to keep watching this every day. Go look at what we're doing on that day, because sometimes toward the end of the week I'll throw clarifications in here or link to data files or things like that. So this is a very dynamic page as we go through the year. So that's one thing I want to point out. The other thing I want to point out is if you look at any of my assignments, let's say alpha. If you read through this, usually it ends like this. Toward the end, it will say, review your notes and then submit them here as a PDF. And what I mean is when you're in your Google Slides or Google Documents, you're going to choose File, Download, and PDF Document, and then you're going to turn that in. What it does for me is it makes sure I get it in a format that I can use in SpeedGrader, which is part of Canvas, so I can use these rubrics really quickly. Okay, so that's one of the things there. So my bottom line here is this: if it's not turned in on Canvas, it's not turned in. And I know some of you are sharing documents with me. There's two problems I have there. One, my shared folder literally has tens of thousands of documents in it. It's going to get lost. I cannot track your work in shared with me. However, you also have an engineering folder, and if you're doing your work in there, I can access it if I need to. Because you shared it with me. Some of you haven't set that up yet, and you need to, but we'll talk more about that later. So if you have a document that's shared with me, not a document, a folder shared with me, and I can look in there, then that's one place where I can find your work, but it's not going to count unless it's turned in on Canvas. You have to turn it in on Canvas for it to be counted as turned in on time. So if you finish it and just say, hey, I forgot to turn it in, and you missed the due date, it's late. I don't care when you did it. So turn it in on Canvas as a PDF, unless otherwise instructed. So that is a real quick note on that. So what did we just talk about? We talked about not using your calendar, but using the agenda. We talked about how to turn in work, and that if you share stuff with me, I'm not going to find it. You should share a folder with me so I can find it if I need to, and that's usually an odd circumstance if I go hunting through your folder. All right, let me know if you have any questions.